Okay, so it's really hot in my room. It's another little bit of a hot mess day, but I really wanted to share some advice for anyone who's going through sorority recruitment or about to, or just kind of interested in the process because you're going to be going to college in a year or, you know, maybe down the line and you just want to know a little bit more about recruitment. Tip number 1, super, basic, be yourself. That's easier said than done, I know. I was really, I felt like I needed to put on this front when I was going through recruitment about, this girl who I thought that all these houses would want. That made me nervous and ultimately just, did more damage than good. So I think that it's really important to be yourself. There's so many different types of women in every single house. There's going to be someone that you connect with wherever you end up. So I think it's really important to be yourself. I mean, especially like that first day, you may end up talking to someone in the house and maybe you don't really click, but it's important to still be yourself and share, your interests and different things, because if you get invited back that next day, they will likely be able to pair you with someone who they think would fit, more with you and your interests. And that way it ultimately just helps you see like, oh wow, I didn't really enjoy this house too much the first day because me and the girl just really didn't, talk about similar interests. But day 2, like, oh my gosh, this girl that I'm talking to right now, like, I want to be her best friend. Tip number 2, GPA. GPA is unfortunately, and I understand why it is so important. It's unfortunate because in my experience, I ended up dropping out of fall formal recruitment my year. I did not have a good GPA coming out of high school. I struggled in high school. I was really busy. I danced 6 days a week. I was on the dance team. I took dance classes. I, came home from every night at like 9 p.m., had to do my homework, had to wake up at like 6. It just did not go well. So I tried really hard, but I did not do well in high school. So unfortunately, that was a problem. So automatically, a lot of the houses, they have a certain requirement that you need to meet to even be asked back day 2. So even if the women really, really like you and really, you had a really great connection, if you don't meet that GPA criteria, it doesn't matter if that chapter wanted to invite you back. Most of the time, due to their, national requirements or on-campus requirements, they have to just cut those women, unfortunately, because they have a certain GPA that they need to keep, and they, for the most part, I think it is this way, but for the most part, they think that if you have, not a certain GPA coming out of high school, then you won't be able to have that GPA in college, which is unfortunate for me because I actually did really, really well in college and graduated with distinction. So it was just unfortunate. If I did know that it really was that strict, maybe I wouldn't have gone through fall recruitment and just waited till spring anyways, because for me it was like ultimately, unfortunately, like it just didn't matter. There was only like 2 or 3 chapters that were okay with my GPA, and I was like, this isn't a fair shot, So if that is you, look at whatever that GPA requirement is that you have to list it for sorority life, in general on your campus and each chapter. And if you fall under that, definitely be aware that that's probably going to make it so you won't get past the first cut. Number 3, it's a long days, hot days. Try to drink water and bring deodorant in your little bag. I know that's so weird. Normally you get like a little bag though. I would put a water bottle, deodorant, and a lot of the rules, at least for our campus, you weren't allowed to have perfume because then like obviously there'd be like 1,000 different scents happening. So people would bring Febreze. Super weird, I know, but it's kind of a good idea. Number 4, don't compare yourselves with other people's journeys, which I know is really, really hard. Usually the first like day or 2, everybody goes to every chapter, then there's like cuts and whatnot, so you get like your own individual schedule. So it's really hard to get your individual schedule, not have the full 8 chapters or not have that one house that you were really, really excited for. And then the girls next to you, like maybe they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta ask back to every single one that I wanted. You know what I mean? Like that's really, really hard. So on both sides of the spectrum, I really encourage those women who did get asked back to like all the ones that they wanted and are having a really, really great recruitment journey, to be mindful of those other women who might not be, and to keep that to yourselves, you know. And for the women who aren't having as, you know, good of a recruitment experience, to just keep an open mind and an open heart. Again, it could be the GPA thing that I was talking about, which could be a reason why you were cut. It could have nothing to do with you or your personality or things like that, but they do unfortunately need to make cuts, you know, so it could be that. But again, it's like, keep an open mind, because even as I mentioned, like one day you could talk to someone and not click at all, and the next day you can talk to someone and then you'll be like, wow, I really feel like I could fit in here. Number 5, take it all in. You know, it's really hard, and it's a tough journey, and it's long, it's hot, it's, you know, it's not the easiest. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but really, really try to take it in, because you're not going to go through that. I mean, unless you decide to, you know, withdraw and do it again in the spring or next fall. You know, for the most part, you're not going to get that back as someone who's looking to join a sorority. You know, you could join a chapter and then experience recruitment on that side, obviously, but you take it all in and really experience it and really listen to your heart and bring a notebook and take notes after each house, because yeah, it's such a personal journey. And again, it is hard when there's women, you know, next to you and they're like talking about how much they really, really liked this one house, so then maybe you feel like, oh well, I need to really, really like this house, or maybe they're talking bad about one house that you like. It's a very challenging journey, but I really, really, really encourage you to think about your feelings and really just go on this journey for you. Who cares if other people are talking bad about a chapter that you really feel like you would fit in at? That's okay. You're never gonna probably see like half of these women again who are, you know, going through recruitment with you, so who cares what they think? And I know that's so much easier said than done. I know it is. I fell into that trap as well, you know. I think everybody will feel that way, but I really encourage you to try not to do that and to really be open. Utilize your recruitment counselors. That's another one. I was a recruitment counselor my senior year, and it was one of the best experiences of college for me. Just being able to help all the different, you know, incoming freshmen, and just being able to really be a mentor for them and have a non-biased opinion about each chapter was really great. So I definitely recommend you utilizing your recruitment counselors and just really, you know, be yourself and try to listen to your heart and have fun. It's stressful, but ultimately you're gonna have fun, and you're gonna hopefully come out and join a chapter that you'll, you know, be in for 4 years. You're gonna live in that house with these women, and they're gonna end up being some of your really great friends. So I just encourage you to be yourself and have fun and enjoy the ride, you know, and yeah. Recruitment is fun. If you have any other questions on recruitment, feel free to leave them in the comments and I can try to give some more advice. I know there's so much, but I wanted to narrow it down to kind of those five facts and 5 tips, you know, that I thought were the big ones. Please like, subscribe if you found this video interesting and helpful and want to check out more videos. Thanks, guys.